Alright everyone, welcome back to an episode of the F124 Driver Career Mode, part number 16 today for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. If you missed the previous video at Qatar, I recommend you go and check that one out before seeing this one, because, yeah, spoiler, I didn't beat Albon. Albon had a much better race there, but I did score points at Qatar, which, that is, for me, a victory at Qatar, because I've never won there, never done any good there. But yes, obviously trying to get over 100 points, that is probably the one thing we got left to look at. R&D, in actual fact, McLaren brought an upgrade towards the final race. It's a bit interesting considering the fact we're having a regulation change on the Sashi side. Nobody else actually does between. Obviously, it's a triple header to end this season off. So, yes, but now, of course, it is time for qualifying for the final time this season.
Welcome to qualifying. It is time to have some laps at the limit in Abu Dhabi.
Now, first lap, only P16. Leclerc was also down there, but he has just improved as well. So, yes, actually, he hasn't improved. He's P19. I'm down to P17. A tenth and a half up, though, for the better sector. I changed some of the wing going between the first and second run. It's only the front wing I changed it slightly down to give me a better setup with straight line speed. I do think that the AI, they always run lower wings, and obviously when you're trying to match them, yes, you would be better in the corners with higher wings, but on the straights you're always going to have no chance. In actual fact, look at that, 5 tenths up now, half a second gained as well. So this is a good lap for me as well. Purple middle sector, just by notching the front wing down a bit. Now, of course, though, this is where not having that extra front wing is going to slightly hurt there. To be fair, though, looking at the delta, actually still gaining a little bit of time as well. And, obviously it's not as bad as it used to be. A lot of these corners are a lot more flowing than they were a few years ago since they made those track changes here, is around the final corner. 7.5 tenths up. Where will this be? I think that's P11. In actual fact, it is P11, right behind my teammate Alex Albon. Sergio Perez only 9th for Red Bull. I think at the end of the day, McLaren cannot catch Red Bull in the championship. It's actual Ferrari. I think they're actually closest, if I remember rightly. We'll look. All the standings will be at the end of the episode anyway. So yeah, well, P11 on the grid is excellent. It's definitely something I can work with. Points are definitely on. Let's go and get the 100th point of the season. It's time for the race, today's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is the one last sting in the tail awaiting us today? It's time to find out in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina Circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell, Perez, Albon, Phoenix, Stroll, Ricciardo, Gasly, Joe, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ocon, Bottas, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes, delighted to say that we're joined today by Anthony Davidson. Well, it's the last race of the season, but there's still plenty to prove out there. How important is getting the right mentality for this season closer?
Yeah, a lot of races to cover, but it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course. If you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high and carry that energy into next season.
If you go away from this weekend having not given it everything, you're going to be devastated and disappointed for months. So let's get out there and give it a really strong finish and leave it all out on the track.
As I always do, Mark, I should point out, race strategy is a bit interesting. I'm not overly excited about the hard tyres. Yes, the hards will go forever, but remember, this is a 35% race. So I'm sort of leaning towards medium soft. But I think, we'll just leave it at hards and just see what happens with it. I'm a bit intrigued why the tyre wear is, so hard. But I'm going to compare the lap times anyway. That's what we would probably do, something like that. And it's a fair few seconds slower. Maybe perhaps in hindsight, soft hard would have been better. But nevertheless, it will be the mediums to start with, as is most of the grid. 5 lights then for the final time of the season, and away we go. And it's an okay start. Albon's got in front of Russell. I'm going to have a go down the inside of both of them and cut across them and move up to P9. So that is a very good start as well. Up at the front, Lando Norris takes the lead then from Max Verstappen as well. Of course, hasn't had a great time of it in real life, and of course, although he is a 4-time world champion. Did I think about Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez? He's up the road, but nothing doing just yet against Perez for me. But now, can we have a look down the inside at the end of the first of the two straights? Double dive bomb, because Sainz has just been caught napping, and I think we're going to get both of them. Yes, I am. Lovely little move up to P7. That's exactly what we needed. As I say, to make as much progress, especially before this train breaks up. When this train breaks up, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have so much pace, and that's exactly what's happened on lap number 2, where we've got Sainz and Perez in much faster cars. Sainz goes past as well. I try and go back at him through these corners, but can't quite make that move work. But I'm right behind him. Remember, I lowered the front wing. That is going to come in handy in defence here against the AI, who may have slightly higher wings than I do. We're still side by side though, side by side for a proportion of the lap now as well. And Sainz surely has to yield. Yes, he does. And finally through on Sainz. But they were side by side for about the third of a lap there as well. Well, not quite, but. Yes, fortunately Sainz decided to yield, actually went deep into that corner. Perez also look at him, but now Sainz is lap 3. This time I missed the apex and then don't get a good exit out there, out the corner. I haven't got much ERS to play with. That is annoying, and I think I'm going to run out of road against Sainz. Have a look down the outside, but can't get the position done. Sainz has escaped, and I'm down to P8 now as well. And you can see that Sainz. The thing is that Ferrari's got more downforce, so of course they can run lower wings and get away with it. Whereas for me, it's a bit more of a struggle. As again, I shove Perez out. He has to take a bit of the bollard out of the way, and now again he's having another go with again. You can see Sainz is now 3 seconds up the road. He's a second a lap faster. Alonso has dropped to 6th as well for Aston. So I'm going to squeeze Perez to the inside and then take the outside racing line Get a warning there. I don't really think that was a warning, really, because there wasn't really much contact, but there we go. As well, Perez having a go down the inside. I think Russell's come to join. I'm going to take go deep on purpose to keep this position, but I think Russell has got a in front of Perez as the rears start to complain that Russell down the inside. Perez has got a bit of his front wing missing, so maybe that was a bit of the caution. I didn't notice that at the time, but there we go. No! So much, Mark, for ending this season on a high, because this race is over, ladies and gentlemen. On lap number 7, I'm so sorry. It's an engine failure. The first one on F124. Such a shame. Couldn't finish the season on a high. So yes, and it ends up being a McLaren 1-2, Lando Norris ahead of Oscar Piastri. That Piastri's up form is probably means I'm not getting that promotion to McLaren, and it will be somewhere else, if not Williams again for season 2, where you'll find out soon. Albon also doesn't score, so it's 19, agonising 99 points is what I get. Verstappen winning comfortably in the end by 75 points in front of Charles Leclerc. Norris, of course, they start the season behind Ferrari in terms of their performance. They're now obviously the fastest team on the grid, McLaren, and Ferrari, of course, 52 points behind, a lot closer because Perez fell off in the end. To be fair, 122 points for Williams is probably very good, but that DNF has really ruined any bonus that I'm going to get with my stats, which is very annoying. So yeah, I somehow get awareness and pace as well, but obviously a DNF, I mean, it takes experience out. You know, DNF, just DNFing. Finishing season versus starting. Well, we didn't finish. That's the thing. So we shouldn't get deducted for that really, but there we go. Somehow the overtakes is still bugged, by the way. Again, DNF and awareness automatically gets you 600, but it's not my fault. It's not like I crashed out the race. I retired from the race with an engine failure. So yeah, there's a difference, but in the game I don't think there is, and obviously focus goes down. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying with the ratings, but there we go. As well, we end the recognition season with 45% recognition, which I don't think is too bad. It would be 47%. Williams not found about my secret meetings with McLaren. In terms of the specialists, they all move up. There's nothing really to report on them as well, because I really don't really see any benefits with them. In actual fact, I forgot to, even if you don't select something, it just selects automatically for you, it seems. One thing to note is Alan is very happy. Obviously we had that McLaren as well, but I'm pretty sure they'll probably prefer to retain Piastri and Norris with the car that they got, rather than taking a chance on someone who's only done some seasons, some work with Williams. And also my performances at the end weren't quite as good as they were at some other tracks. So yes, that is all I'm going to hint at, is potential move, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with McLaren as well as we go into season 2. Just to confirm, by the way, it was actually control electronics that failed, which is very interesting, as in the fact we only put that part in brand new. The previous one did 603 laps without failure. So yes, there we go. First season done. Season 2 is work in progress. Mods are coming. Basically, it's all going to be livery mods, I'm afraid, for the time being, or until we get to season 3. But yes, so yeah, the liveries will also be changing as they usually do as well, but it'll take some time because I'm also going to be doing the driver suits. I'm going to be trying to attempt to actually do the driver suits this year as well, as well. Inspired by that little intro at the start as well, when everyone's lining up. I want that to look good in the pre-season episode as well. But all that is left is to say thank you for watching. Apologies that it's taking a long time to finish this season off. Obviously, the game is just in a shocking state it is, and I can ramble on all day about that. So yeah, until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and arrivederci.